Oh, we're live. All right, cool. So, hello everybody. My name is CulBlu, and I'm joined here with my friend Smoyf, who's actually in the corner. Smoyf, can you say hello?
Hey guys,
It didn't
I'm
switch. Oh no.
really glad to see you guys. Like, really glad.
Mhm. Yes, and for those who are wondering why we're making another video, and for those who didn't see the first one, you don't really care, but we're making this video just to talk about the community in general. I personally have a lot of things to say about the community as far as how we can improve and how or what things we have that are awesome that we need to keep doing, but I felt it might be a good time for us to make another video because I haven't shaved, so I obviously want you guys to see all that. And Smoyf has been busy with his homework and stuff, so we just want to get a break from homework and crap and
Yeah,
just talk about
every
something.
plus everyone likes the guy with facial hair. For some reason, I can't grow facial hair. I don't have any. I just don't. I just
Dude, who needs
like
facial
I
hair when
don't
you have
I
that kind
don't
of
shave
like
this, dude.
hairstyling?
Oh
You
yeah,
don't need to
thanks.
shave, man. See, it's awesome hair. All right, but yeah. So anyway, like I said, we're gonna be talking about the community. We're not. Well, I'm not too sure how long this video is actually gonna last. I'm not too sure how much we're gonna talk about the community, but we do have points, so let's go ahead and get through those. The points we're gonna talk about is our idea of the community, what is crappy about the community, great things about the community, because not everything is crappy about the community. What can be done to improve the quality of the community, and also, the very last thing we'll talk about is what can be done to help expand the community. Because honestly, and of course, this is more so geared towards Dota 2 as opposed to any other gaming community, but we can generalize this at some point. I just talk about gaming in general because there are a lot of things. Okay, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself, but still, there are a lot of things about the game community that turn off a lot of people, and we kind of want to help push us in the right direction of expanding and growing. So that's why that last point's there. And we'll go ahead and get started on that. So, Smoy, the
Cool,
first
Blue. Did you just
point?
turn off your camera?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I can't see it anymore.
Don't worry. It was like weird things are happening with my audio.
No, your camera. It's gone.
It's fine on my screen.
Oh, is it? Okay. Oh,
Yes.
okay. It's back. Okay, that was
Smoy for not know how to use Google Hangouts. So,
that was really weird, dude. Okay, anyway.
all right,
Okay.
wait. So yeah, your idea of the community, Smoy. What is your idea of the community? As in, like, when you think when somebody says the community this, the community that, what is the first thing you think of? Like, what is your definition of the community?
The Dota community?
Yes.
Um, in general, it's pretty positive. There's a lot of elitists, but you know, there's a lot of elitists everywhere in life, so I don't think you can avoid that. All in all, pretty friendly. People say GG every game,
Hmm.
like even when you lose, even when you win. So I think that's fantastic. Like I think that's really great. And
Yeah.
yeah, I find the Dota community pretty positive. Like when I cast, people are mostly nice, you know, and supportive, and so that's my impression. How about you? What's your impression, CulBlu?
My idea of the community, my impression of the community in general is it's a generally positive place. Like you said, people generally say GG when you play a game. There are people who, even if you smash their face in and you just do so well, or even if you just feed like hell, they still respect you. They still say, okay, this guy has taken the time to play his game. He did some good parts. He has some horrible parts here and there. Let's talk about those too. But for the most part, I respect him enough to say GG, well played, and just leave it at that. Like, for me, that's one of the shining qualities of competitive communities in general. Is like, even though you hate this guy's guts, you're still gonna go over and shake his hand and say good game and walk away
Hmm.
without anything else. So I don't know. My general idea of the community is that it's just a when somebody says community to me, I just see the collective of people that are out there to just play the game and just get the game played. They're only playing with you because they have to. It's like a 5-on-5 type deal for this game, and for other games it might be 10-on-10 or whatever. But I have a generally positive idea of the community, I guess. That's the best way for me to answer that.
All right, sounds good.
Alright, so the next question is, what is crappy about the community? And I would like to take on that first if you don't mind, Smoyf.
Do it.
Okay, so what is crappy about the community? So there are a lot of obvious things, like people trolling, people just straight out raging for no apparent reason, people just playing the game just to make you specifically mad, which is trolling. Well, actually, no, it's not
No.
trolling. But that's what's really crap about the community, and that seems really more prevalent in PC. Actually, no, I can't say that anymore because I don't really know for a fact anymore on console because I haven't played console game in I don't know how long. But it seems more profound in games where it's less played together and more focused on let's kill the crap out of the person we're playing against. Like when you go to games like Portal and you play online, yeah, you might get a troll here or there, and yeah, you might not get that many people playing online on Portal, but that's the only game I can think of. But it's a generally more positive type thing. Like if you're doing crappy on Portal and your ally is like, hey, why are you doing this so badly? They're gonna not be so inclined to just flame the crap out of you. But when you go into Dota, even your own teammates are a lot of times against you if you do something very crappy. So there are a lot of crappy things about the community. That is the biggest one for me. Like just people in general have zero respect for the fact that you're still human at the end of the day, and they are just gonna pretend that you don't exist for a moment and just tell you every single nitpicky little thing that's bad about you, and not think twice about it. Not think twice about how that affects you. So that's what I think is really crap about the community.
And my things I've seen that annoy me. I mean, I was talking about good sportsmanship, but I have seen bad sportsmanship as well, and it really bothered me. Like there was this one Clockwork I was playing with, right? And so we had an invoker mid. And so what ended up happening was the invoker he wasn't that great. Like he wasn't terrible, but he wasn't that great, right? And so the invoker was versus a Pudge. Pudge was in the other team in mid. And basically the invoker, like, he didn't control Pudge, you know, like he didn't like deny very well, and he didn't like gank, and so Pudge went and got like 3-4 kills within like, you know, 10, 15 minutes, whatever. And so Clockwork was like, you know what, I'm done. This game's like screw you, invoker, like you couldn't control your lane, you're a bad player, and he just left. And so we played 4v5, and we got to like 65 minutes in the game, and we were even in kills, like it was like 55 to like 54 or something, and then we lost because we had 4 players, you know. And I was like, and everybody was like, what a guy. And everybody banned him, right? Like everybody reported him because like that's bad sportsmanship, right? Like that's not cool.
Mm-hmm.
But by and large, I want to say 90% of the games I play and more than 95% of the games I cast, everybody GG's, everybody's polite, there's no trolling, there's no douchebaggery. So what I can say is, good job, Dota community. You are much more positive than I think many people would have expected. And I think that may in part be because of the bans you can get if you are abusive in Dota. They hang over and they actually happen. Like if you're an ass and you get reported, you'll actually get banned for like a week. And that's enough to like stop bad behavior like that, I would think. So.
Right. And because community is not always focused on the players, I want to go and expand on this question as well as what is crappy about the community. And we also have to focus on people, not just the players. We have to focus on broadcasters as well, and just esports organizers, and pretty much anybody else who's not a player, has more of an invested interest per se, like us who are casters, or like somebody else who's an admin for something, or somebody who's Valve who works there. So, like, what would you say is crappy about that aspect of the community? Because I know I have a few, but I'll name them after you name yours, unless you want me to go first.
What do you mean, adminning?
No, just like people outside of just players, like not necessarily the community defined as players, but the community defined as like in general everything Dota related. Like, what is crappy about the community? And crappy, I mean like what is taking away from the community?
So I think one thing is this idea of unreachability. It's like if you're not at X, Y, Z level, you're not worth our time. You know, is one. You're not given the time of day, and this applies, I think, to all levels of Dota. It's like everybody seems to think that because they're in tier X or tier Y of play that they're entitled. And I think that takes away from the community. But I don't really think we should focus on the negative of, like, I don't want to talk about why Dota's bad because I like Dota. You know,
right? No, of course. But like keep in mind the reason why I'm talking about the crappy things first is because we're going to talk about the positive things next. Which this whole entire cast is not just to bash Dota or bash gaming in general. It's just we got to move through these steps logically because I want to talk about the bad before I talk about the good.
Sounds good.
Hmm.
Okay, so what were you gonna say about that?
Oh, okay. As far as what's crappy about the community from the aspect of not players, but also just the community at large, like the people who organize things, people who are working on the backgrounds and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of instances where me personally, I see a lot of the players don't trust admins. Like me personally, I'm an admin for a tournament, the Sunday Evening Cup Series, SECS.
Yeah,
Go check
shout
it
outs
out.
to the SECS.
Yes, we love you, NA Dota and Spitwad and Smoyf, even though Smoyf's here. We love you too, man. You're technically official caster.
Thank you.
But I'm an admin for that event, so I had to talk to a lot of people. Like if something big happens, and I'm the one who's dealing with it, I'm the one who's making that decision. And I've found that a lot of people have negative reactions towards me in general. Like initially, it's like, oh, this guy's an admin. He's not going to care about me at all. And I sit down and talk to him about the whole thing and try to work through it because that's what I'm all about. I'm all about conflict resolution. And I get the sense that they generally don't like me because I am an admin for a tournament who's just trying to, I don't know, get things done faster, just trying to observe his power or something like that. And that sense of trust, they have a right to that sense of trust because I know a few instances where admins have done some shady shit, excuse my language, but they've done some shady things and just flat out lost the trust of players. And that aspect of the community to me is crappy because it's like, if players can't trust their admins, if players can't trust their organizers, then who do they really go to when they have something big that they want to do or have an issue? Like you're the source of trust, and we as admins sometimes abuse that power and do things like ban everybody on Twitch because something happened. Of course, it's not specific to Dota, I know, but that happened. The remove horror campaign, you guys can watch my other videos about that. Not trying to play that
Wait,
video, but I
what?
did make a video about it.
What
You never heard
happened?
about that?
No.
Okay, so this is gonna be like a mini introduction to that. So there's a campaign. It's called the Remove Horror campaign, not Remove Horrors, but Remove Horror, like horror
Okay.
story. Basically, Horror was an admin for Twitch TV, and just the basic general thing is he somebody got mad at something that he did. They found out there was some backdoor type thing that he did or that happened, and it was related to him somehow because he had a personal relationship with a person who had this backdoor illegal thing on Twitch, and people got angry about that. So they started saying, "Hey, remove this guy because he just took away this person's special privileges because of some personal." It's really hard to explain in a summary, but long story short, it ended with Horror, the admin for Twitch, banning a lot of people, like literally shutting down people's Twitch channels, which is a big deal when you talk
What?
about. When you talk about that's a big source of a lot of people's money
That's a lot of
sometimes.
work. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So people got really upset. They got up in arms. I want to say estimated, I don't know, well, just a lot of people got banned in general in that course of 2 days. And there was a whole campaign afterwards. It was like a whole shitstorm afterwards. Twitch had to give an official apology and explain what happened to everybody. There was Reddit threads all
Wow.
over the place. I covered it in my last video, like I
It's
said before.
ridiculous.
Smoyf, you should definitely go check it out too. But it's called the off topic number 14 in the Remove Horror campaign. I don't know. I don't remember what I called it. But you can check out that video if you want to know more about it. But you had some stuff like that
Was it
happens. Of
recent?
course, yeah, it was recent. Like I want to say 2 weeks ago. So
What?
relatively recent.
That's scary.
It is. But like stuff like that happens. Of course, Horror might have had the best intentions when he was having an initial thing going on, and I discussed this in the video, so you guys can watch my full description of that when you watch that video. But the point I'm trying to get at is like when things like that happen, that just makes it reflect negatively in general on all of esports because Twitch is going to be or is a huge source for esports. That's how broadcasters get their stuff out there to people. That's our main source of distribution for a lot of events like the International, the Neon Cup, the Sunday Evening Cup series, stuff like that. It's bad. So that's what I think is crap about the community on that aspect. And let's kind of move into some more positive things so we can get some
Hmm.
nice sunlight into this room. So some more
Yeah.
great things about the community. And name at least two.
So something fantastic is, for example, let's talk about the SECS since we're comfortable with that.
Mm-hmm.
People come out every week, and we have regulars, and they're all like nice. Like I mean, 90% of them they come, they sign up properly, they behave properly, they don't troll, they don't do dumb crap. Yeah, we had one incident, but like out of the possible, I don't know, 3,000 incidents we could have had out of all the
Mm-hmm.
matches that have actually gone on, or 300,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, you see what I'm getting at, right? People are very well behaved, and they respect that, like, they respect and agree with the tournament that happens, and they respect us as admins, and like when somebody casts their game, they're like, yeah, sure, cast us, that's awesome, you know, good job, thanks for all your hard work, you know, like they also thank us, you know, it's not like, oh, you're a douchebag, like whatever, like this is a waste of my time, like why are you doing this, like you're a baddie, you know, because this could happen, right? It just it doesn't, because so that's one thing. And a second is I mean I already made the reference to like sportsmanship and people GGing and stuff like that. Like it's a very good feeling when you beat somebody, or when somebody says like great job, like you own them and they're like they acknowledge it, like you outplayed me, you know, or something like that. I mean, I do the same thing. Like when somebody does well against me, and I'm like impressed. I'm like, holy crap! Like you're so good. Actually, I play a little Pokemon online as well, and the same thing. When somebody owns me, I don't get mad. Like think about it. Like when you play 100 games, if you lose one, who cares?
Right.
You know. And when you get trounced, like when it's like holy shit, like this guy was so good, like it's amazing. I told him like wow, like I felt so outplayed. Good job, you know, like it's fantastic. You know, and just move on. I'm sure I made his day, because like, you know, people when you beat them, you don't usually get complimented. People just usually like rage, you know. But like that's actually not as common.
I wouldn't say that people actually rage. I say people expect to see that sense of rage, because like honestly, the gaming community in general, a lot of people have a very well, not super but a very negative connotation of what it is. So. Yeah, people kind of expect you to just get mad and like go, I don't know, try to stick a remote up your butt or something like that, just to delete your account. But I mean, people, we kind of grown to expect that, culturally speaking. So, sportsmanship, yes, I definitely do agree. That was a big point. Oh, sorry.
Okay, so how about you? What are your
great things about the community from my aspect? So. There are a lot of great things that happen in this community. Smoyf, you took sportsmanship. That was a really good one. I like the fact that we do see a lot of players come out, even though they lost, even though they got smashed, or even though in the game they were like throwing some comments back and forth. At the end of the day, they shake hands and say, "Yeah, good game. You want a scrimmage later on." It's like, holy crap! Seeing stuff like that is awesome. So I do agree with that point. Another thing I like about the community, great things about the community, is the fact that the community is still here, guys. I mean, honestly, if it was that dysfunctional, if it was to the point where everybody just wanted to get at each other's throat and didn't want to play anymore, barring the addictiveness that you can claim that games do have on people sometimes, or yeah, sometimes. Barring all that, it's like the fact that we're still here, we're still going, the fact that the community is still growing in general, like it's on a positive slope. Last time I checked. So just seeing that kind of stuff, seeing the community grow, seeing the community become more of a place where people want to spend more time and just have experiences that you wouldn't have otherwise, I think that's also a great thing about the community. And also another thing, tournaments. Tournaments are getting more and more impressive. I will say that much.
Yeah, one thing I'm very thankful for from this community is I went from zero, from nothing, literally, like knowing nothing, having no experience. And the amount of negative criticism I've received is very little. Like I don't know what Purge was talking about when he said like people that like rage and like casters for being baddies and stuff. Like I've never experienced that. Nobody has ever been a dick to me when I casted. Like nobody's been like, oh my God, it's so bad, you know.
In the defense of Purge, you have to consider the fact that he has like maybe 9,000 viewers on average. Every day that he streams.
So I guess when I have a bigger viewership, there will be people that troll me, and perhaps that's what he's referring to. Yeah. So I mean, we'll see when we get there, right?
Yeah, we'll see when we get there. And also, you mentioned before like your ability to go from zero to something or doing something amazing, and I do agree that it's awesome the fact that if you put in the work, if you just stay dedicated and just keep doing what you're doing, you can eventually get to a point where your work starts to pay off. People start to respond to what you do. Like Smoyf casting for the SECS, I mean, he gets like on average 250 people watching his games per cast that he does on those days as on Dota TV, which is
Do I
awesome.
really?
Yeah, I
I
want to say on
didn't even
average. I
know
mean,
that.
I don't know for fact. Like, there's no way for me to check the numbers. I don't know where I can check these numbers. I'm just saying, every time I look at it, I see like 250 and I say, oh, okay, that's probably Smoyf. But it's probably because
I
you're
don't
there first.
understand.
It's
Can
probably because
you?
you're there first.
How does that work? Like, how does it count the amount of views?
It
Because for me,
counts
I
the
just see number of
viewers, the
viewers,
active
right?
viewers, the active viewers.
Okay.
Like, like when the game's live on Dota TV, it shows like the counter on the side, like it shows the match number, that who's playing, and it shows the number of viewers there, but it doesn't show any other information.
Oh,
So it
so
shows like,
I really? That many
yeah.
viewers? I don't even know.
And also, I think you should be able to see it in game as a caster or as a streamer. You should be able to see like a thing up top that says like you have this many viewers, or there's this like you see an eye, little eye icon, and you see like 250 or something like that, or
Wow.
120 or 17.
I didn't even know. I only look at my stream, right? And on my stream I have like 40. Secretly
Hmm.
there's like 200 other people watching, but like I didn't know that, like
Yeah, people watching Dota TV. Look, the ticket costs $1 for SECS. I'm just saying. But we're not really here to promote all that, so I don't want people to get turned off by that.
yeah, no, I
As far as
had no
great things about
idea.
the community, though, the fact that you can have that kind of followership from nothing, like, so like
Yeah.
you told your story or a while ago in off topic number 4, where we basically we talked about how we got started or how it all started. But could you just give us briefly like where you came from, like from what time you started to what time you're at now, like how far you've come?
Okay, so I think I literally started on May 14th of this year or something like that. Like or July 15th, like around then. Like I started fairly recently, like 6 months ago.
Hmm.
Actually, 6 months is a long time. Like when I think about it, like wow, like half a year really. But anyway, uh, so yeah, I started then, and I started just because I wanted to. I was like, you know what? I mean, I cited other reasons. I said like I think I can do better than the casters I see, and I still believe that. But like whatever. I
Right.
also like it. Yo, I have to tell you this story. It's awesome. I didn't realize. So remember how I said that like shoutcasting is like a great way to unwind?
Right.
So on Sunday when I was writing my paper, right? I got so tired and so bored. I was like, oh my god, like it feels so shit, and I knew I had to stay up for another like 6 hours. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let me cast a game. So I
Uh-huh.
casted a game and shouted for like 40 minutes. When I finished, I was like warm and like excited and energized, and I didn't realize that casting had that effect on me, you know.
Hmm.
So
So it's like shouting yourself to wanting to actually do work.
yeah, it's therapeutic, like which is really cool.
Therapeutic shouting. Now,
Yeah.
see, if you just take away the monitor, the keyboard, and the mouse, they will put you in a crazy house.
Well, if that's the case, maybe it's anti-therapeutic then.
So you
I'm
gotta be crazy to
conditioning
get involved in
myself
the
to go to the
community.
crazy house.
There you go. So at least when you're there, you're at least saying like giving the play-by-play of what's going on in your mind, and they might be able to assess it better. You know, that's how it works, right?
Play-by-play of going to the asylum.
All right. You plan on going to, okay. All right. So the next thing will be what can be done to improve the quality of the community. Of course, we're always looking to improve the community. We always want to build the community up. So this question is basically at the source of like instead of saying, "Oh, this is crappy about the community," or "Oh, these are great things about the community," what do you think that can be done that we can do collectively to help make the community a better place as far as the quality goes?
Well, how can we help the community? Um, be positive and keep promoting positive values, I think is key. If you reward what you like in the community, that's what you're going to get. So thank the viewers for being supportive. Thank them for giving you positive feedback. Thank them for watching you, so on and so on. Thank your teammates for being supportive. For your teammates. Whenever your teammates have a good play, say good job. Don't like only talk about the negative things they do. That will
Hmm.
actually not work. Um, Punishment works a lot less well than reinforcement. If you've ever studied psych, like it's just how it works for learning. If
Uh-huh.
you want a behavior to happen more often, you reward that behavior. You don't punish the anti-behavior. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, that makes sense. I mean, that's also the way I see things too. But I didn't. I mean, I connected two and two, but I didn't bring it up just then. But yeah, that's a good point to make. If every time, perfect example. What was it? What was it? One of the reasons why I personally do not, or not that I don't like him, but I personally don't prefer to watch Draskell's stuff. Even though Draskell's freaking awesome as far as his commentary goes, he knows exactly what he's talking about every single time, for the most part. But there was one time I told you a story a long time ago about Pressview. Did I ever tell you that story?
I think so.
All right, so basically, long story short, Draskell and a few other people, like I want to say Sing Sing was there too, and they were just playing with Pressfoo. And for those who don't know, Pressfoo streams with some of her friends who happen to be pro commentators. They just bring her on because she has a stream. She feels like streaming. Why not? She has Draskell as a friend. I mean, that says enough. But long story short, what they did on their stream was like she had like I don't know, maybe 1,000 streamers there, and what they did is just went out on I don't know if they went on Twitter or whatever, but they posted a stream or just made the comment of like, "Hey, Pressford, show tits or we're all gonna leave." And of course, this is Twitch chat we're talking about here, so the word spread it pretty darn fast. I want to say 30 minutes later, there were about 9,000 people in her Twitch channel from 1,000 or from 500 or whatever it was, just spamming "show tits or GTFO, tits or GTFO, tits or GTFO," and just like seeing stuff like that. I mean, like people are just reinforcing that by saying tits or GTFO or getting involved in that. I mean, yeah, it seems funny for the moment, but if you look at the far-reaching effect of that, it's like, first of all, you're patronizing the people who are trying to. Is patronizing the right word? Patronizing? That's a negative thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically like, well, I'll use patronizing. You're basically making the people who are not the same as everybody else, like making the people who are females in the video gaming community who are also streaming to live stream to you. You just make it feel kind
Alienating
of
is a
crappy.
good word.
You alienate them. There you go. I was looking for a word. I couldn't find it, but Smoyf helps me, which is why he's awesome. Shout out to you, Smoyf.
Thank you.
But
Shout
you're,
outs
you're
to
ba-
CulBlu for being a cool dude. See what I did there?
oh, thank you. I'm also wearing red, so cool red or hot red.
We're both wearing red today. Gotta swag it out. Gotta.
Oh, okay, I did not like that word. But yeah, basically, you're just kind of reinforcing that behavior of, okay, she's different, and we can say this because that she's not like everybody else. And of course, I have an invested interest of people feeling uh, specific ways and trying to alienate certain people just because they're different. Because don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm not necessarily the general idea of a caster in general for esports. I mean, it's obvious. It's out there. Something that needs to be talked about. But as far as improving the quality of the community, like going back to that question, I think that I'm just basically agreeing 100% with what Smoyf said. Is like we need to reward the behaviors that we want to see. Like just get involved with things like where somebody says teacher GTFO and we're all just involved in it. Nobody's really able to stop it. Like the people who were there, like Draskell and Sing Sing or whoever was there. Like the reason why I have a little bit less respect for them generally is because they didn't take the time and say, "Hey, yo, chill out with all this stuff." But then again, that's not their personality. And of course, if everybody was the same, if everybody was all positive and white knight like I am on the internet, then it wouldn't be a fun place. Let's be honest. It'll be boring. So you need some of that, but we also need to watch what we promote and what we encourage. So yeah, I'm sounding pretty negative in this cast. I feel bad now.
Maybe you're having a not so good day. It's coming out. It's okay. That is not a big deal.
Nope. But as far as improving the quality, yes, reinforce positive things. So if somebody does something great, like I don't know how many times I've played a game and I think I did perfectly fine as a support. But the only things that anybody ever commented to me about is like, oh, why didn't you place wards? Or you need to place more wards here. You should have placed more wards there. You should have threw a stun instead of throwing this, or you should have healed me instead of doing that. I don't know how many times I've gotten that instead of, oh, good job split pushing, or hey, good job on that stun, or hey, nice job doing that sentry ward because we caught a Ricky who was trying to sneak in the Roche pit. I mean, just like people don't actively reinforce that, and we're starting to see more of that though. People are just typing in GJ or good job
Yeah.
after something awesome happens, but that's usually like after a chain of awesome happens. Like if you do one good thing and then you just back away, nobody says good job. They say, oh, okay, we expected you to do that.
Yeah, I also think like try and make it a habit. Like let's say you have a Pudge on your team and he misses 15 hooks. Then he hits one and gets a kill. Say good job, nice hook. You know, don't be a douche and say what a baddie. Stop hooking like a douche, because it doesn't work. He's just gonna hook worse. It's true. Like for example, me. Like I was playing Pudge one game, and it was just not working. Like I kept missing hooks. But did that mean I stopped trying? No. But this guy, like he was. Anyways, whatever. Like.
Someone's being a douche to Smoyf.
Yeah, when you call me a baddie, it doesn't make me better. Like, I'm sorry, like that's not the way it works.
In like I guess to have an original point, because I kind of just stole Smoyf's point on my way to improve the quality of the community. I'll go ahead and make my own point as well. Basically, I'm a huge person on, instead of putting somebody down, to just try to do what you can to uplift them, even though what they're doing is probably extremely horrible. Like, I'm talking healing salves 40 minutes into the game. Just don't do that, please. But instead of saying, "Oh my gosh, you're so bad, you're so horrible, uninstall Dota," say things like, "Hey, it would be better. It would be better if..." What? People say that. You never heard them before?
Yes, I have.
One of these days, someone's gonna tell me that. I'm gonna uninstall Dota.
You're so bad. Uninstall Dota. You just get out. Just you see images of Gordon Ramsay. Get out. Come here. Get out.
Oh jeez, but like I'm a huge person on, well, I guess because I like to explain things, which is why my videos usually last for like 40 minutes, even the ones that are supposed to be short, like this one. This one wasn't supposed to be short, but anyway. My point being, I'm a huge person on explaining things to people and helping them through their issue, as opposed to just saying, "Hey, you're horrible," and then somehow expecting them to become better. Like, if you don't take the time to explain to them why what they're doing is bad, as opposed to saying, "Yeah, you're horrible at this game, you need to just give up on life and stuff." Instead of saying that, say, "Hey, that was a horrible play, don't do that." Instead of doing that, you should probably try to throw a hook from this angle, or get a blink dagger, blink onto the high ground, pull them so you can get rid of a fight. I mean, do something to be positive. Be constructive.
You're a horrible player. Leave Dota, get out of here, never come back, join XYZ race, because we have to be racist in addition to this statement.
Or the best of all, go back to LOL.
Yes.
Like,
go back to LOL.
Also, for just a quick comment, like another thing that I would like to see us improve on is like stop trying to use another game as a way to diss somebody. Like, stop saying, "Hey, go back to COD" when somebody makes a bad player. "Hey, go back to League of Legends." I mean, those games are difficult in their own right.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Just because they're not Dota, just because they're not the game that we all love and playing right now, doesn't mean that we can just trash talk the crap out of the other game. Now, of course, I do believe in having a nice, healthy competition between all of them.
Dota supremacy. All the other games are bad. Oh my god, speaking of good games, Last of Us, have you heard of that? Oh my god, The Last of Us is so good. Holy god. Okay, anyway, let's move on. I just had to throw that in.
The last thing I was going to say, the Last of Us points that I was trying to say though, was that like instead of spending time trying to explain how crappy another game is, spend that time explaining how great the game you're playing is. Like, if you just do that,
right?
If you just do that, you not only make yourself look better because you're saying positive things, but you're also technically dissing the other game by not even talking about it. Just don't acknowledge it exists. I think that's a good alternative.
No.
Alright, so the very last point is what can be done to expand the community. Now, this is different from the last one. I'm not talking about helping the community become a better place. I'm just talking about what can be done to help expand the community. Now, this is more theoretical. Everything we're doing here is theoretical because we can't really control everybody. There's a lot of people who play Dota. It's like 500,000 weekly or some crap like that. And of course, as far as expansion goes, we can only do but so much. But Smoyf, what do you think can be done to expand the community? As in, like, what can be done to bring more people into the community?
This is one of my favorite things. Okay, so first of all, there is a huge market. Okay, there's a huge market available in video games that has not been exploited. I'm gonna say one word, and you're gonna understand me. Girls. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
If you can somehow make video games marketable to girls as well as guys, think about how large the community would. Okay, I'm sure you've heard of this. Okay, why do guys go to clubs? Guys go to clubs because girls
pick
are
up
there. They don't
ladies.
go to clubs for any other. They don't go to clubs for any other reason.
Right. That's why girls get them free.
Yeah, and so let's extend that to why do guys play video games? Because video games are awesome. Now imagine if video games are awesome and girls play there as well. You know, it's very hard
Hmm.
nowadays to find a girl that likes video games. And as I say this, there's probably 1,000 girls like, no, that's not true, but it's 1,000. You see what I'm saying?
But like honestly, like I would I don't agree with that point. That's the way to expand the community because I mean I do agree that we do need to make it more friendly to people in general, and I think
Yeah.
females are a demographic that we do not really cater to. As far I mean like if I hate to bring it up, but let's look at League of Legends for example. Yes, the game is good in its own right. For all those who think League of Legends is the worst thing in the world, sorry, I should sorry for feeling that way. But
Sorry, League of Legends is not the worst thing in the world. There, I said it. It's only the
very
second worst
good.
thing in the world.
It's out in the world or it's out in the air. But basically what I'm saying is like if you look at the character design, it's more designed towards fan service, which for all those who don't know what fan service is, it's basically
Yeah,
boobs and boobs and skin and
TNA.
boobs.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a better way to say it. TNA. So a lot of the characters are designed towards that, and the reason why it's called fan service is because it's catering to the fans. It's giving the fans what they want. Now, if it's a bunch of boobs and skin and TNA, it's either a bunch of lesbians or a bunch of dudes. You see what I'm saying? So this whole mentality of in order to attract more people, we just need to make them more scantily clad. I think we need to avoid that at all costs because that's not really promoting the whole entire idea that we want to expand. And it's also a turn off of some female gamers too. I mean, there's a lot of people who just don't give a crap. Like me, I don't really care too
Yeah.
much. I'm
I don't.
desensitized enough.
No, I don't think it's about decency. I mean, let's look at it this way. Like who cares? Like, girls that look attractive are different from girls that don't look attractive in one way. They look attractive.
That's a good way to put it.
Like, like if you were to actually talk to a lot of girls, you'll notice that there are common themes, and that's girls are fucking people too. George
What?
R.
No.
Martin reference.
No.
Oh my god. What a surprise. So this whole
Mind
fan
blown.
service thing I don't understand. It's like it caters to guys who've never talked to girls in their life. Like, dude, girl with big boobs, whatever. Anyways, whatever.
You get
Whatever.
distracted by the boobs.
Yeah, like I know, like come on, dude. Like you've never seen
but-
boobs
but-
before. Like these ones happen to be bigger. Like relax.
Mhm.
You know, like
So you still agree with the point that we need to market more towards females as far as expanding the community because that not only brings in females that may have been neglected, but also brings in more guys who are thinking in that shallow way of, oh look, a whole bunch of chicks play Dota, so let's go play Dota because chicks play too.
oh well, it's not exactly what I'm getting at. I'm more getting at if guys knew that there were okay. So not every guy thinks this way. Like not every guy thinks the relationship's way, right? But
Of course.
if you are a guy that's a huge fan of video games and you know that this particular video game, and you're into this video game, and there happen to also be girls that play this video game and are into it, that's an instant connection for you, and that's a deep thing for you, right? Like Dota for me, like if I could find a girl that likes Dota, that'd be incredible, but I haven't, right?
Yeah.
But, so she doesn't get it when I talk about like casting or what I do. She gets the surface level of it, right? That I have like a show or whatever,
Mhm.
but not what about it that I like, you know? Like, because that level of relatedness is not there, kind of thing. It's like some girl saying she likes pole vaulting, right? But I've never done pole vaulting in my life. Like, you can understand there's a thrill when I go over that bar, but I've never done it myself, so I don't know how cool it is. I can imagine it's cool, but you see what I'm saying, right?
I do, and I was just trying to think of a bar joke, but I can't.
Oh my god.
It'd have been the perfect timing for it too.
Why does a girl have a large pole? Let's start with that now.
If she's used it to jump over a bar. Wait, isn't the pole on the bar? No, stop. Okay, But yeah. I do agree that we need to focus. Well, see, and that's a very, very slippery slope right there. Because if you say we need to expand more, we need to advertise more towards the general public, then people would make the argument that this is going to make it like water down the game. It's going to become extremely based on mechanics. They're going to have all these flashy costumes for Tidehunter, and now he has a gentleman's hat and a monocle now. I mean, it's going to see stuff like that, which and Valve's going to charge crazy amounts of money because that's what Valve does. But let's not talk about that. Let's have this conversation. So as far as expanding community, I personally don't think that's the way to go. I
Okay,
don't
so
think
what do you think's the way to go?
as far as expanding the community, I think it needs to be a friendlier place in general to entice people to play. Like it needs to be a place where I go from work, like a stressful day of work or a stressful day of school. I go and play a few matches of Dota, and I feel better, even if I lost every single game horribly, because the people who were there, they treated me with respect. They said, "Hey, you're bad, and we think this would be a way you can improve." Or they said, "Hey," or they didn't say anything at all. Just let me play my game. I just enjoyed it. Got smashed. I tried a new strategy. It didn't work. Try a new strategy next time. It worked perfectly fine. I felt great. I'm gonna go do homework now.
Mhm.
So I think it needs to become more of that, and less of a place where people feel the need to tell you how bad you are and leave.
Yeah, yeah. But actually, I don't find there's that many people. Yo, you know what my favorite is though? I gotta mention this. The people that
Okay.
yell at you in Spanish and like I can catch words here and there because I speak Romanian, so it's like
Uh-huh.
they're both Latin languages, so I catch words here and there, right? And they're basically raging at you the same way any other person would. But it's just I don't understand what you're saying, bro. So to me, it just sounds like anger gibberish.
Right. Right.
Which sounds even more immature than gibberish than anger I can understand.
Right. 'Cause
So it's
It's,
like,
it's almost like you're arguing at me because you know I can't understand what you're saying.
yeah, like man, there was a guy that was such a bad sport. Like I was playing and he was Spanish, but whatever. Like it doesn't matter. Like he I don't know if he was Spanish. He might have been Mexican. Whatever he was.
He
But
he
the
spoke Spanish. He
whole
spoke
yeah,
Spanish.
the whole game he raged at everything. Every mistake, everything. We won in the end, but everyone banned them anyway because it was like, what are you doing, bro? Like you're calling everyone bad, but you get a data list on Phantom Lancer? Like what are you doing?
Because Daedalus works on illusions. That's why you need it. You need the extra 20
Like
damage.
what are you doing?
But it's a good idea. I like it.
But the illusions crit. They jump like this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but
illusion's great. And
again,
instead of building a diffusal blade, which is probably cheaper, you can get a Daedalus and
do a third of the damage. Yeah,
no.
three
This is
times the
what this was
cost.
thinking was. Look, because think about it. Daedalus is a freaking crossbow. Phantom Lancer is a melee. If you give a
True,
melee
true,
person a
true, true,
crossbow,
true.
that's right, guys. That's right, guys. Troll tips for Dota. That's this has reduced to what I don't like about the community. I'm sorry. I apologize. All right, and last point. I'll add an extra point in there. So, general things about the community. So, what is one last thing you want to say about the community? Like, just one last thought that you want to expand on, because we'll just take that and we'll run with it and we'll end the show afterwards.
Keep up the good work, and I like the direction it's heading, honestly, but it could use a little bit of a boost. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think everything in every place could use a little bit of a boost. So.
And by a little bit boost, you mean like $4 million? Wait, no, was it
No,
4 million?
I mean more guidance. So like a lot of people don't realize how much their hands are able to affect things. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like you don't realize how much these little hands you have can do. So
In the sense of they don't realize how much they can actually do for the community. Like they
yeah,
can like
how
sponsor a
much
small
impact they can
tournament.
have. Yeah.
Okay. I do agree with that, and at the same time, I do I mean, come on, me and you, we're casters. We're kind of used to talking to people that we probably don't ever know. Like you got a message from somebody that you never heard of, and they want you to do things for them. But
That
but
sounds
we're,
so
we're
weird, but yeah.
what is you're right, out of context. You're right. Nobody has any context. Let's just keep that sounding weird because Smoyf has to make some decisions. But
Yeah, dude.
Should he go into the dark alley and sell his kidney or not? Anyway.
That's exactly what it was about. Holy. How did you know? How do you?
Psychic, man.
Are you the person that wants my kidney? Is that why?
It's because I have a hammer. It's also a knife.
Made an alternate account.
Pliers. It's a multi-tool hammer. I love it.
Oh.
I paid $7 for it, and I want my $7 back. But I want to keep this too.
Go back and steal the money. Use the hammer to hold up the cash register. Take your $7 back and walk away.
And take the pliers to grab the money because the money's infected with germs.
Sure.
Do you know how dirty money is? Oh, let's not talk about that. Hold on. Sorry. Going back to my point though, which I know is something. What's my point again?
Closing statement.
No, but I was expanding on your point. You were
about
talking
weird
about
stuff. Weird stuff I have to do with people that are asking me to do weird stuff for them.
No, not that. The other thing. You were talking about how much people can affect, like how much a person who thinks they're small, they can affect the whole entire grand scheme of the community. And I do agree with that because we started off from a very small place. We just basically started posting videos on YouTube, and people slowly but surely started coming to notice us, and then we started contacting more people and made connections, and boom, here we are making a YouTube video that's like maybe 10 people have watched.
Yep.
And we got a viewer. Woo!
Seems good. Hi, viewer.
We love you. We love you. But yeah, like, hey, should we expand on our last point even more to give the last viewer a nice little show?
Sure.
Okay. So basically what I was saying is how people can affect it, and like initially it seems like a very daunting task. Like Smoyf, you talk about a lot. You say like how you went from 0 to where you're at now, to where people are contacting you to get stuff or to get you to do stuff for them, in the sense of like stream videos and whatnot. But it seems like a very daunting task because you're just a viewer. You're just a person who plays Dota. The chances of you talking to Purge or Toby or Draskell or Shiva or something like that is probably slim to none unless you're in the Twitch channel and they respond because you're trolling. So a lot of people see it as that, and like it's surprisingly easy to get in contact with a lot of the casters and stuff. If you're trying to become a caster, it's surprisingly easy to start a tournament and get involved with a lot of players and just get connections, and you make connections. Like the whole entire community, the scene itself, as far as I understand, is pretty darn small.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because, like I said, we run the tournament, the Sunday Evening Cup Series, to give it a nice little plug again. But we have a maximum capacity of 64 teams each week, every Sunday. And we see a lot of recurring teams, obviously.
Yep.
Like, Smoyf, can you name 5 off the top of your head?
Hamhab, Clubhouse, Unnerve, Pandemic.
Two Schwans.
Two Trons, yeah, definitely. Man, asking me for names off the top of my head, like you got me, like you know how to multiple choice test me.
One more.
I forgot.
Any team.
Come on.
I'll type it to you.
I don't remember. Avanti's Angels is a big
yeah, dude, how do you forget about them? I forgot about them.
Yeah, and Lincoln's over Vanguard every time. Yeah.
No, dude, that was supposed to be my first one. I was gonna name 5 too, just to
okay.
how small the team
name
is.
5.
But, Team Chibasu, and the reason why we can name these names is because we see them all the time. Like, we've run seven weeks of this tournament. It's been every single Sunday, roughly 59 teams each week. How do I know? Because I'm the admin, of course. I got to keep track of this stuff. But we've seen a lot of recurring teams. But like I said, Team Chibasu, Wolfpack, Latex Wolves, top 5, and this last one. Smoyf, help.
Oh,
No cheating. One
more.
more.
About two Trons. I mean, we already said two Trons.
Oh, Unnerve. Did you name Unnerve?
Yeah, but obviously, because Unnerve loves me for some reason. I love Unnerve as well.
You have a romantic relationship with everybody in Unnerve.
We have a special relationship.
I think it's not fair because you got 5 people that love you. I have 70 people who hate me.
Both admins, different results.
Exactly. Well, technically, you're admin slash caster, so you have caster duties that are more important than adminning, which is why I'm a main admin or pure admin. And there's details. You guys need to know about all that.
Come on. I'm gonna remember a team.
So okay,
I'm gonna
Ham
remember it.
Clubhouse, Two Swans, Unnerve, Lincoln's over Vanguard every time, Wolfpack, Latex Wolves, Top 5, Pandemic, Chibasu. That one team. There's got to be at least one. I mean, it's only like what 64 teams each week. That's a lot of people.
Um, what's the team that won? Oh, come on! I remember this. I casted them.
Smoyf, I got a question. Wolves Purchase
Wolf
team.
something is what they were called.
Wolves Purchase team.
Purge? Oh, I don't remember.
Dude, how do you not remember Purge? Of all people, you don't remember Purge's team.
No
Guys,
way.
for those who don't know, Purge
He
actually
played once.
He played for 1 week in the Sunday Evening Cup Series. He won his team won 2 matches. They made it to like the round of 16 or round of 8, and they lost in that one. But he played on Team Thundercats.
Oh right, yeah. I remember Ham Clubhouse because Team Liquid's IX Mike 88 was playing on it, and so I got to cast him.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah. Did you get to talk to him afterwards?
Yeah, a little bit, but not like I didn't actually talk to him. I just said XYZ thing and shouted you out to him, and that's it.
Okay, so anyway, like I said, like the whole point of us naming people or naming teams is just to prove the point that we see a lot of these teams over and over and over, and the fact that we got at a loss of names, it's mainly a result of the fact that it's late at night right now.
And we're baddies, yeah. It's not.
But the point I'm trying to get at is that the team pool is generally small. Like we see a lot of the same teams over and over. Like Unnerve, they've actually played against Team Dignitas once. You had details on that, didn't you?
There was not Dignitas. Oh, sure, they played against Dignitas. Is so good. There's another team that played in both the SCCS and another tournament I casted.
Do you remember letters?
It was P something.
Pandemic?
Okay. I know Power. Yeah, Pandemic. It was Pandemic.
Really?
Yeah, it was Pandemic. I think.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, anyway.
So basically, the point we're trying to get at, like I keep trying to reiterate, and I keep failing at somehow, is basically, it's not that difficult to get in contact with a lot of people. Like, it's not that difficult, especially now, to get in contact with me or Smoyf. Like, you can just probably send us an email, and we'll probably respond quickly because we only get like 1 email a day on a good week.
Yeah. If you want to talk, message me. I'll talk. I'm a cool dude. Trust me.
Like, he'll talk right now. Like actually, the reason why we're doing this cast right now is not just because we want to talk about the community. I do think we need to keep talking about the community so we can promote positive things. But it's also because me and Smoyf were talking. I was like, hey, why are we not recording this? So there you go.
Got to make a video out of every interaction.
Yes. So whenever me and Smoyf are just talking about what we did for Christmas or what we did for Thanksgiving, we're gonna record a video.
Oh yeah, I want to do that. After Christmas, we should definitely talk about it.
Anywho, so we're gonna go ahead and cut the video there because we're not really doing anything. We're just stalling because I don't want to stop recording because I don't want to go do my homework. But I know Smoyf has to do a big paper.
Yeah. Well, not that big anymore. It's I did the hard part already.
That's also what she said.
Yeah, I did the hard part already. That's also what she said.
If she only did the hard part, what? No. Okay. No. Just throw a joke out there for everybody who hasn't heard it. Hey girl, I wish I was your differential equations homework, so that way I'll be hard all the time and you'd do me on your desk.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I love that joke. But anyway,
that's special.
That joke has a special place in my heart. But yeah, like I said, Smart, do you have a joke to throw out there?
Yeah, I want to say the Italian one. Do you know Italian goes to Malta?
No. Why does Italian go to Malta?
So it's about It's like a routine, but it's about a dude that goes basically because of his accent, people think he's saying something different than what he actually is. He's like, I go to the restaurant and I say, I want 2 pieces of toast on my plate. So I say, I want 2 pieces. And the waitress is like, go use the toilet. I say, you don't understand. I want 2 pieces on my plate.
No, that's horrible. Hold on.
Better not piss on your plate, you son of a bitch. I don't even know the lady. And she called me a son of a bitch.
No. Oh, man. So you see, now I have to go develop an Italian accent just so I can say I want to pee on your plate. And just start peeing on plate when they give me 2 pieces of bread.
I go to another restaurant and there's a spoon, a knife, but no fork. So I tell the waitress, I want a fork. She say, everybody want a fork. I say, don't understand. I want a fork on the table. She say, you better not fuck on the table, you son of a bitch. I don't even know the lady. She called me a son of a bitch.
And now that you say that,
I go back to the hotel. And I want to sleep, but I see no sheet. There's no sheet on the bed. So I tell the lady at the front desk. I say, I want 2 sheets. And she say, go use the toilet. I say, you don't understand. I want 2 sheets on my bed. And she said, you better not shit on your bed, you son of a bitch. I decide to go home. I go to the lobby. And the guy's like, peace on you. I say, peace on you too, you son of a bitch. I'm going back to Italia.
I've seen that video. I forgot about that. Oh my god, I forgot about that one. Jeez, and there was another one about the end of the world or something like that.
I haven't seen that one. I like that joke though.
Yeah, it's a nice little running joke. It's like people picking on accents, picking on different things. Anyway, so like I said, this conversation degraded from community to Smoyf and CulBlu's random thoughts, which is fine because I was gonna be. I mean, I can throw another point. That was our last point. So farewells, Smoyf, would you like to do the outro? Like, throw any plugs, throw any last things, and then I'll throw some plugs, last things, and then I'll let you do outro.
I'd like to plug. I don't know what I'd like to plug. Oh, SCCS, because SCCS is awesome. I'd also like to plug my friends, JL and Drake Foes, for being awesome people, and and Nezakard for being awesome people and playing Dota with me on a regular basis. And of course, all you people that watch my videos and like me and stuff, I do this partially for you as well. So thank you so much. That's my plugs.
And as far as my plugs, of course, shoutouts to NA Dota and also SCCS, because NA Dota is what sponsors SCCS. Shout out to Spitwad because he's a head admin and he's pretty cool. And also shout out to Zabradimir because he is one of my, I don't want to say diehard followers, but he's been following me from the start and he's always been there. Shout out to, of course, my family because they put up with me yelling all the time in my mic. And also shout out to my computer because I finally got it fixed. I figured out what my issue was, guys. I had a computer issue. You guys can find out more about that in another video. But I had a computer issue. Long story short, it wasn't the graphics card, but now I have a new graphics card, so I can actually play Dota on nice settings. And I went through and I played Dota on max settings. Like I played against bots because I wasn't able to connect to the internet yet because of some internal issues. But I played on super high settings, and I was playing. I was like, oh man, this looks beautiful. This is weird. So I had to turn the settings down because it freaked me out. So that's where I'm at as far as Dota. And also shout out to shout out to Cisco. I was trying to figure out how I was going to say that. Shout out to Cisco, not the company, but just the class that I'm taking because it is difficult as crap, but I swear I understand more in these past 2 days than I have in the past 6 weeks of the class and me doing homework. And that's mainly because I actually sat down and started doing some configuration. And for those who don't know, Cisco is all about configuration. And if you just sit down and do the work, it makes sense. But if you just go to class every day and expect the answer to jump in your head, you're not going to get far. So I'm going to pass that class, needless to say.
Sounds good.
And that'll be the end of my plugs.
Good.
That'll be the end of my shout-outs. So Smoyf, would you like to take away the outro for everybody, since I did the intro?
All right, thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Smoyf TV and CulBlu Dota. I'm Smoyf.
I'm CulBlu.
and see you guys next video because you know you want to watch us more.
Yes, and also huge shout out to that one viewer. I don't know who you are, but thank you for joining us for this awesome video. And Smoyf, would you like to do your outro again? Because I just kind of messed it up.
I don't understand.
All right,
Oh,
we'll cut it there.
yeah,
Wait, Smoyf,
all right.
you must have the last word. You must have the last word.
Bye.